Hi everyone, Dr. Lisa Vuich here, Renew MediSpa in Derry, New Hampshire, jumping on to answer a question we frequently get, which is how do you decide how much Botox I need? Now, one of the most important determinations in terms of how well your tox will work and how long your tox will last is the number of units that you do relative to the size and the strength of the muscle that's being treated. So what that means is there really isn't a perfect cookie cutter answer in terms of how much you will need, but we can make some generalizations and give you some averages. So in the Metaspa, we refer to a dose effect relationship and also a dose duration relationship when we're talking about the wrinkle relaxers. So what does that mean practically speaking? When you come in for talks at Renew, some of the initial questions we'll ask you are whether you've had talks done before. If so, what areas did you treat? And if you know what brands you had and how many units were done in each area, that's nice. To be honest with you, most people don't know what brand they received and have no idea how many units they actually had done. But that's not a problem because really we're making an assessment at that time based on a couple of things. We're going to ask you to animate the area that you want treated. So we want to watch you move the muscles in the area that you're planning to have the tox. And as you do so, we're making an assessment as to the overall size of that muscle, the size of the forehead, how active the forehead muscle is, and the size of that muscle complex between the brow, because we're trying to decide in that moment, is an average dose going to be good for you? Or is there a reason we might want to go heavier than average, or a reason we might want to go lighter than average? Now, the standard range for the average tox done between the brows is 25 units. The standard dose for the forehead really can vary quite a bit. We've gone, as light as 8 or 10 units. We've gone as heavy as 28 or 32 units, again, depending on the size of the area and the strength of the muscle. In the area around the eyes, 8 to 12 or 8 to 14 units is pretty typical middle of the road dosing. And when I say average or middle of the road dosing, we're trying to select a dose based on what we see that is going to do a good job of relaxing that muscle and hopefully get you the typical 3 to 4 month duration of the result. So what happens if you do a different dose than what's recommended? Well, remember I said dose effect, okay? So if you do a dose that's too light for the muscle that's being treated, what that may mean is that the muscle will not fully respond to the tox. So you won't get as much smoothing and as much relaxation as the average person would want to see. In those instances, usually what someone will say is, I think my tox didn't work. Now, when we bring them back in, what we see is that the tox is working that was put in. The muscle is not fully engaging, but it's not completely relaxed either. And so we then add the additional units, and that takes care of getting, the additional or appropriate response. So when someone asks to go lighter, I have no problem doing that, but I do caution them, it may not work as well as you'd like it to at this light dose. So if you think that's the case, in 7 or 10 days, give us a call and you can come back and we can always add more. So the other thing that can happen if you dose light is that it'll look good, it'll look relaxed initially, but then it'll seem to poop out too soon. You may only get 6 or 8 weeks out of it instead of 12 to 16 weeks. That is often an indicator that the number of units was not sufficient given your muscle activity, given your personal metabolism. I'll end by telling you about an exciting promotion that we're running in this month of love. So from today, February 1st through February 14th, we are doing a Tox sale. It is $10 a unit. So Jeuveau or Dysport, that's our other popular tox. Those are the two main brands we carry. You can purchase that at $10 a unit. You have the option to purchase 25, 50, or 100 units at that price. Our system will track how many you've used. You can use those units at any future date, no expiration, just use them as you need them. And we're really excited about it. And finally, if you purchase by February 5th, either the 50 or the 100 unit option, we are throwing in an extra 10 units, which will be on your account for you to use. We'd love to have you as a new client. We'd love to show you the beauty, the artistry of Tox here at Renew. We are very much about, keeping it natural, not making anyone overly frozen. So we'd love to work with you to get you a beautiful, natural, softer look, if that's what you're looking for from Tox. So if you have any questions, just let us know. If you'd like, we will try to put a link in the comments that will give you the option to go to the page where you can purchase that Tox special, or you can call us at 603-931-4345. Thanks and have a wonderful week.